Hi everybody, welcome to this quick 9 playthrough for the date that is now displayed on the screen. Remember to check the tournament times so that you have time to play all of your holes. Please hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Timestamps for all the holes in the video description down below. Bear in mind these are general wind conditions you will need to tweak according to the directions you face in the quick 9. And remember, some of these are old replays, so feature the old ball attribute levels. Good luck, here we go. Going with the narrow strip of fairway to the left. Power 2 ball here, 4 bars top spin, which I then decide to go with 4.5, and 1 bar side spin to the left. I would recommend aiming a little bit more left of centre here because the wind is going to push us to the right. Max plus 10 is the adjustment here, and I don't push up to max because I don't think we need to. Obviously power 3 ball can be used as well, but we do hit this one perfect. If you are using a power 3, I would just dial back on the top spin slightly. There you can see the wind did push us a little bit too close to the rough, which is why I do advise just aim slightly off centre if you do have level crosswind. Second shot from here, going to be playing true club distance with the thorn. And I want to either go with no spin or a little bit of backspin. I'm finding the min line here and I'm pushing up rings from min, as I mentioned earlier in the video. If you don't know about that concept, check out the Academy playlist. We do have a tutorial about it. It's a very, very good way to drop more shots. I'm pushing up here around 14-15 rings, so I'm playing this one 15% slider, and because we're playing uphill, I'm going minus 10% elevation. I do decide to go with half a bar of backspin in the end, just looking at the ball guide and judging my experience of playing with the thorn. Pulling over the bullseye here, as I said, 15% slider, minus 10% elevation. We have an excellent chance at a drop here. We're just away on 0 seconds on the clock, but it does drop beautifully for a very nice eagle right at pin. Shot number 1, I'm going with the big topper here purely because it's a no overpower shot. Obviously, if you don't want to use the big topper, you can play further up if you're playing tour play with overpower and 4.5 topspin. But for the purposes of this video and for the tournament in question, I'm going with the big topper. It's no move target, max topspin, max plus 20 is the adjustment, push back up to max. Then big topper level 5, I'm going to go with 1 ring of overpower. If you have lower level big topper, I would add another ring or a ring and a half on to that to cope with the lack of distance on your club level. Perfect ball away, and we're going for the double bounce over the rough, and the third bounce clearly over the rough there and rolling out to a distance of almost 400 yards. Second shot here, do need really a sniper level 9 plus to make sure we're going to be in range. 3.6 bars of topspin, so just over 3.5 topspin. Add your spin and find the position, get the ball guide going comfortably through the hole. Have a look here, I do zoom in to check the amount, otherwise we do risk coming in short. Here we are going to be playing approximately in between mid and max, so around 72-75% slider, minus 10% elevation, that is from plus 4 yards. Don't worry about the ball guide disappearing there, the wind will push us away from the tree in time. Perfect ball away. We bounce there and you can see already that headwind angle is checking the ball up. We just sneak this one in left side for a beautiful albatross on this par 5. And this one is going to be tricky from the second tee. It's a lot easier from rookie division due to the angle. Going to play with between 4 and 5 backspin with the Grizzly and a load of side spin to the left. Kingmaker is going to be needed here really because that bunker is very inconveniently placed right in the way of the green where we would normally want to bounce. Setting spins as shown, and the adjustment here is mid distance plus 25 elevation, mid plus 25. Might need to rethink this approach if having headwind. It's going to be one of those where there's going to be a few ways to play this depending what clubs and spins and shots you want to play, but here is a very nice hole-in-one in this wind angle. The backspin grabs and we hit the pin and it drops for the hole-in-one to finish on hole number 9. Thanks very much for watching. We do have a crosswind in this example. I'm actually going to play with a navigator with the rock level 8. If you do have the rock level 7 though, I would go with, or indeed the rock level 6, go with the power 2 ball so you can set up at the correct point. It's +1 with the rock level 8. So white ring touching the rough on the right, and then we're going to go with 2.5 bars top spin, 1 bar side spin to the right. Adjustment max +20. Max +20 on this one. And then once we've done that, we are going to take our shot and get your pen and paper ready to write down your drive distance. Perfect ball away, and once again we are looking for this one to be around 330 yards. Going to go up towards the bunkers, but with the slope we'll just stop very nicely on that hill. 331 yards. Second shot, I'm going to add spin first, 5.5 bars backspin, and then once I've done that, I'm then going to find my position. Then look for the funnel. The yellow ring will be approaching the fringe. Just move your target around, make sure you are in the funnel. Once we've done that, I am then going to adapt my spin and add a little bit of right spin. Reason for this is the wind is going to push us right to left. Then I am going to adjust my rings, and here I'm going in between mid and max with 15% elevation. Once again, we can use yardage notes on this one. So in between mid and max, 15% elevation, hit perfect, and this one is going to bounce just before the fringe, goes up the green, and again is going to turn round and funnel down very nicely. It'll be very close, but most likely in for a lovely eagle on this par 4. Final par 5 now, and first of all, in crosswind with a slight tailwind, I investigate the left side here, which is where I'm playing in rookie, with 4.5 top spin and 1 bar left spin, but even then I'm going to need considerable overpower. So perhaps in tailwind that is a route to investigate, but if you've got crosswind predominantly or any headwind, I'm going to play over here towards the bunker on the right. And the good thing about this route is you can use the rock, which is good for ball guide and accuracy, because you want a bit of ball guide here. This slopes downhill, so don't go too giddy with the top spin. In the end, I go with just less than 1 bar here, and it is just about okay. Obviously, rock level 8 and 9 will help you in headwind. If not, you're going to have to switch and go with the distance driver. But you can still always find your initial position with the rock, so you use the full ball guide. Max +10, and then we're going with the shot as shown. Topspin takes us nicely down the slope, and you can see it gathers a bit of pace there, but parks up just before the rough. 340 yards around there. Going to be absolutely fine. Now, if we get to that distance, you've got a shot with the sniper, which is always good for increasing your chances of dropping a shot from distance with a wood club, because we want the ball guide. Here, I would recommend you play 25% elevation true club distance. So look at the plus yards. We've got a tutorial about min, mid and max and using the slider. That will help you dial in your adjustments here. In the video, I played with 20% elevation, and you will see it's just a little bit under adjusted. So in this wind angle, I just say another 5% on the shot would have probably got me in. Using the plus yards, finding out my club distance, setting slider accordingly. TC on the notepad, it means true club distance. Perfect ball away, and we bounce nicely on the fairway. The spin grabs. Lovely speed on this one, but just look at that, curves away at the end, so a little bit more on the adjust. We've got the albatross. Ball guide to hole for an albatross. On this par 3, I would recommend that you're going to bounce over from the right-hand fairway circular pad, because the left-hand fairway that's connected to the green is extremely bumpy. So I'm adding backspin and a little bit of side spin here, depending what the wind angle is doing, of course. Having the blue ring, the kind of top and the left-hand curve of the blue ring lined up with that fairway pad. You can see the ball guide is short and to the right of pin, because that is then going to compensate for the wind push. We've got kind of cross tailwind in this example. Adjusting 1 to 1, so 6 rings for a 6 mile per hour wind. Now, look at the bunker there. If you're adjusting for crosswind in the other direction, it will cause you to adjust down to a lower point. So compensate for that if you need to. But with this setup here in this wind angle, we're dropping it nicely. Another excellent opportunity to get on the green in one, and you are going to see some hole-in-ones on this one as well, I guarantee it. Going with a power 5 ball, 2.5 backspin, 2 bars left spin. You might need to vary the backspin amount depending on your wind angle and your wind strength, but I'm stretching out there to find my position, going with max distance of the extra mile, level 8. APOC is good here as well, of course. I'm adjusting max and I'm adjusting 10% elevation, pushing the rings because otherwise the trees will be in the way. Pushing back up and then going with a 3/4 ball curl to the left. This shot will be difficult in headwind, so you might need to lay up on the left-hand side of the map and approach from a little bit more distance. But any form of tailwind and maybe even crosswind with overpower, you can get on the green here, and we want to be putting for the eagle and maybe getting that lucky hole-in-one. Okay, we do have crosswind with a little bit of headwind here as well, so I'm going to go with a kingmaker to cut the wind down. There was a good chance. 1 bar of top spin, 3 bars side spin to the left. So 1 top spin, 3 left spin. You can see the landing position there. Take careful note of that, the position of the yellow ring and the ball guide. Adjustment here is 1 on 1. That is equivalent to mid plus 10, power 3. So 4.7 in wind, 4.7 rings. Then we are going to take our shot. We're aiming in the middle of the rough. I've only tested this with perfect balls. I do believe a minor great should still be fine, but of course we do want to try and hit perfect for the best chance of dropping it. Comes in with a nice speed, and we sneak this one in very beautifully for on this par 3. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. We've got an interesting approach here, to be honest, playing aggressively on the second shot. Drive first, though, that we need to deal with, and we are bouncing over onto that circular area of fairway. So add your spins, get your second bounce just beyond the rough. So it's 4 bars top spin, I think, and then 2 bars side spin to the left. Adjustment max plus 15. Because I adjust downhill slightly, I do push up 2 yards just to compensate for the loss of distance on the aim point. Half a ball of curl to the left, obviously because the wind is going to push us right. If we have wind the other way, you will need less curl. But we're just aiming to get towards the top area of this fairway, and that's absolutely fine. Could have pushed it a bit harder, but I'm still in range. And here with this wind angle, I decide, do I want to go for a rough bump or do I want to play a containing shot? Obviously, if you don't want to go for the rough bump, just get yourself safely to the green for an eagle. However, 9-hole cup coming up, I do think we need to be a little bit more aggressive. Just trying to find a good position here and mixing around with the spins to try and get a good line to the pin. Playing with a decent amount of backspin, as you can see here. I do decide 2 bars of right spin is the way to go. And look, we've got a nice little route there to the pin. We're not at max distance of club, but the time is ticking on this one. I decide to play it max plus 20. Max plus 20. I do think this is an interesting route if we do have a good wind angle to attempt. First time I've ever played this shot, to be honest. I do hit perfect, and I'm quite pleased with the result. We hit the rough exactly where we want to, but just gonna miss to the right edge, but still very good for a first look. Max plus 20. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.